It's about time, it's about time. Well, hello and welcome to this week's vlog. Thank you so much for your lovely comments on last week's. It's nice to be back, it's nice to be doing it regularly, it's quite helpful, it's quite therapeutic, so I'm glad you're enjoying it too. My question this week is from the very lovely Rachel Lucas. Rachel Lucas has written some amazing books. She is my scary writing twinnie, we have quite a lot in common, and she's just a lovely friend as well. She's written Wildflower Bay, she's written Sealed with a Kiss, she's got some new ones coming out. She's got an amazing YA book coming out soon called State of Grace, which is worth pre-ordering because it's going to be incredible. And Rachel wants to know, how do you cope as a writer with the constant waiting? One thing that a lot of people don't realise about being a writer is that for a lot of the time that you're writing, you are waiting. So right from the beginning, when you first start showing people your work, you're waiting for them to read it. When you start approaching agents and maybe publishers, you've got to wait then. Once you're signed to a publisher, then there's lots of waiting when it comes down to waiting between edits and waiting to see if they like the synopsis. And there always seems to be a lot of time where you're waiting for somebody else to make a decision. And it's just the hardest thing. I think one of the problems is that by nature, writers are impatient people. I think we're desperate to tell a story, we're desperate to tell it, get it out there. When a story's done, we're desperate to do the next one. And I actually think that's a good thing because that keeps us creating. But what it means is that when we're in situations that aren't of our control, so we're waiting for somebody to get back to us, we're waiting for a team to get back to us, we're waiting for, to find out if your book's sold, and those kinds of things that we have no control over, they are just the scariest thing. And so it's really easy as a writer to become obsessed with that. And so, I mean, the only thing I'd say about waiting is pretty much you're going to be doing it from the moment you first think, I'd quite like to write a story, until you're at the situation where you're selling, sold, well, in my case, you sold 1 million books. It never gets any easier. I'm so sorry to say that. I wish I could say, oh yeah, it's fine, I'm over that waiting thing now. I'm so not. It's knowing when you haven't got control, and you've done as much as you can do, and there's nothing else you can do. It's really easy to sit and obsess about it. So I think get used to it, and also come up with coping strategies. For me, I try and create something, so I have projects on the go that, to be honest, will never see the light of day, or might not see the light of day, but kind of they're things that I can go back to and add to. A lot of them started out as NaNoWriMo novels, and it's just something I can do that's fun and keeps my head in a positive place and stops me constantly hitting the refresh button on my email inbox, because it will drive you completely mad and actually won't achieve anything. So find ways to cope with it and basically create something, because whatever you're creating, you're positive. I think that's my best advice. Hope that answers your question. Now, last week I had a question from Joanne Mallory on YouTube. Hello, Joanne. And she liked the answer that I gave, which was great. But she didn't tell me the title of her book. Her book is called Thunder Moon. So check it out on presuming it's on Amazon. Go and check it out, because one of the things that's really lovely, and one of the things that I love about being a writer, is being able to support other writers. You'll see that very often on Twitter, and sometimes on Facebook, I would just rave about the books that I'm reading, that I really love, and I love it when writer friends do really well. There's no kind of jealousy or anything. I want them to do really well because it shows that it happens. And if I read something that's just beautiful and wonderful, I want to tell everybody about it. So please, support writers. It's a good thing to do. So that's it for this week. If you've got a question for me for next week, you know what to do. Leave a comment under this vlog, or you can email me, MirandaWrites@gmail.com. You can tweet me at Wordsmith on Twitter. I'm also Wordsmith on Instagram, so you can leave a message there. Leave a message on my Facebook page, Miranda Dickinson Author. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more wonderful woodland shots with recycling bins, which I've just realised is in the back. Sorry about that. So I've just spoiled the illusion of being out in the countryside. I'm in a car park, but hey. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.